day, everyone, and welcome to the 19th episode of the Michelle and Tony Show. Our topic for this show is lesser friends, lesser pressure. So, let's hear from Tony. Tony, what do you think the phrase lesser friends, lesser pressure mean?
Well, okay. Lesser friends. When you say lesser friends, lesser pressure, you just basically like you having to get stuff like not think that you're obliged to having a lot of people that you need to call as friends. Because the moment you start to have a lot of people you call as friends, those people tend to have different expectations from you, especially when they're not the terms of you. They what you term as friendship.
Yeah,
That person is not what friendship supposed to be. You maybe your basis of you guys being friendship is for you to please the other, and so because you're not able to please the other person, you now like get pressurized to doing so. Do you understand? So when you have a lot of people that you're calling your friends, you are expected to now start pleasing everybody.
yeah, and doing so in the process, you end up wearing yourself
You're
out.
wearing yourself out, and basically that is not what friendship should be about, right? You're not supposed to please. You're not supposed to always try to please the other friend, and especially when you have a lot of people that you're basing your friendship on, things that actually don't make sense. I think we talked about what you should base your friendship on, right? You should not be basing on irrelevant things. So especially when you base your thing on irrelevant things, you don't really understand each other. You just think, oh, because you guys both went to the same church, automatically you are friends, right? Then because of that, this person is asking for you of this, asking you from you for something, and you're not able to. In that moment, you know that you're not able to provide for it, but because of she's supposedly your friend,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
You now want to please her, and another person again that is also that you're also having the same mutual, what's it called, connection with. You're basing it on something that is that's irrelevant, and the person is asking you for something. You're basically just pressurizing yourself, putting yourself in that situation where you have to, you think you're being obliged to do it, right? But that's just what having a lot of people that you tell me as your friend causes, right?
Yeah, and
So
what I grab from what you said is that the more friends, like each friend now has an expectation of you now, right? So let's say you have one or two friends, yeah, you can meet up with their expectation. But let's say you have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 friends, and you try to meet up with the expectations of all of them. Some of them are realistic, some of them are unrealistic. Bro, in the process, you're going to stretch as far as you can't, and you end up breaking yourself in order to please another person. So yeah, I love that answer. So, do you think it's possible to have too many friends? Do you think like having too many friends exactly is ideal?
yeah. So basically now this was just connected to the last answers I gave. I gave answer based on fact that those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10 friends,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Those plenty friends you having. It's not just about like you feeling pressure about feeling pressured to doing that thing or being not if you're obliged to doing that certain thing that those friends are asking of you now. In the case where those friends are actually actual friends, then you're not just basing it on irrelevant things, right? These people are people that you've connected so deep. They understand you understand them,
yeah, something.
right? They know that there are things that you cannot do, and they know that even if you don't do that, it doesn't now mean that we can't be friends or we can't have that mutual connection. Your basis of being friends is not just about you going to the same church or you guys liking the same type of shoe, right? Or you guys having the same color preference. That is not now your base of friendship. Your base of friendship is now much more deeper than that, right? You've been able to connect with that person on that level, right?
Yeah.
So it's just those kind of connections you've had with those 1, 2, 3. If you're having this connection with those 10 persons now, there's a possibility that you can have 10, 7, you can have 15 friends, 50 friends, and sharing the same connection we have, having and being able to resonate with each of them in that like that deep, having those deep connection with each of them. So that would enable you to feel less pressure to doing things for them,
Yeah.
because now it is now they each other the both of you have like an understanding. So it's like then you didn't have an understanding with those 50. Let's say I have 50 friends and you have 50 friends, and I did not connect to those 50 friends on a deep. We, none of us have deep connections. and then I feel like I'm being obliged to what's it called, give you something, right? I feel more pressure because of we don't understand each other. I don't know whether or not you leave me for you stop being my friend. That's going through my head, so I want to do it. Do you understand?
Yes, I
But
get
you that have like 50 friends and you've connected with them on a like you have a deep connection with them, and it's a reasonable thing where you ground you have like a reasonable base when you guys call yourself friends. Those 50 friends. Once you're not able to meet up with the needs, you're not going to have that idea that friend, because of that certain situation or that certain incapability to meet up with that need, or in the incapacity to meet up with that need, then you're not going to feel like she's going to leave him because of that. You know that it is much deeper. The friendship is not deeper than that. You guys have an understanding that is not something that is just of mere needs. Just something that I feel like I need this right from you, and I'm not able to meet up with it. Then that should not now be that won't be a reason why your friends will leave, because you guys have an understanding in each other. So you feel less pressured to doing that thing. You understand?
Yeah.
But it's like you can have a lot of friends, but you first have to have a deep connection with those people before you can now term your relationship friendship.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So it's just having connection, the deep connection, a deeper connection with that person before you can term it as friendship. So you can have multiple friends.
Yes.
And for as long as you have
far
a
as
deep
it's on a deep connection with each of them. Yeah.
you have what's it called, you feel less pressure to doing things for them. Do you understand?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you how to differentiate between acquaintances, friends, and close ones, but basically you just said the whole thing. Now that's
Yeah.
Okay, now someone listening to this podcast now, right?
Yeah.
Including myself. Let's say that person now has like a lot of friends. You get that vibe? The person has a lot of friends. So now, there is this guilt that comes with sometimes cutting some friends off. I don't know if you've ever felt it, but there's this guilt that comes with distancing yourself or trying to cut some people off
Yeah.
of your life. Yeah, I felt it a lot. So, like, do you have any advice on how to deal with that guilt?
Okay. First of all, before you want to cut ties with anybody that you maybe you claim as your friend, you're supposed to analyze what that friendship was based on. It's supposed to be harder. It's supposed to be hard for you to cut ties with someone that you actually claim as your friend. But now you have to analyze the friendship that you guys had. Was this friendship that I'm not saying you should now see it as like a personal, like look at it from an outside angle, not a personal angle. Analyze your friendship with that person. Was this friendship worth it? Was it a mutual friendship? Or was this person like having was I being treated well in this friendship? Was I also treating that person well in that friendship? So you have to analyze it. If you were being treated well in that friendship and you feel like you're being treated well in that friendship, then it becomes even much harder. But now you now look at the reason why you're cutting ties with that person and see it as okay. You think it is very essential for you to cut ties with that person. Maybe it's like okay. I don't think for any reason you should cut ties with anybody, because if you're supposed to have a friend
Yeah.
that you know that he or she, you and him connected on a deeper level, it is more than just mentor, just more than just normal like talk. There's this level that you have to have attained in that deep where you are connected up deeply with that person, that you would know that even if I cut ties, even if we stop talking as much, there's no reason for me to be angry that I stopped talking to that person anymore, because you know that that person is not a bad person.
Yeah.
Right? There's no reason for you to be angry as much, because you know that person is not a bad person. But the moment you cut ties with person, someone that you never connected on a deep, you have every right to be angry, because at the end of the day, it wasn't worth it, so it was a waste of time. The only thing you do is, in that particular time that you're angry, you should not let your anger cloud your logic thinking, your judgment. Like you should not even call on not your judgment, your thinking, the way you start processing, because now you're not starting thinking, okay, what did I learn? Because you need that logical, you need that thinking to understand. Okay, what exactly did I learn from this thing, so that it will make your future friendship better. Do you understand? So yes, you have every right to be angry when you basically contact with someone that you know that you did not benefit in any way. That it wasn't, the friendship wasn't worth it. Wasn't worth your time. So you're meant to be angry. But now you should not have, or should not let that emotion over overcloud your logic thinking now, because at this particular time you also need to be thinking, how, what exactly did I learn from this thing? Was it that I learned that, okay, if I should, my friendship should be based on so and so certain levels. These are the things that I should be able to understand. I should be able to do in that relationship with that person. That understanding, I'm supposed to have that understanding. That level of deep connection. Do you understand? For me to call you a friend. Do you understand? So it's just that, it's just like that way. So that's like the only way you can be able to get over it. So that's the advice I'll give you. If you are trying to, if you are stop talking to somebody that you felt that yes, you and him, like your friendship was worth it, and you maybe for some reasons you stop talking to the person for a long time, you're not supposed to feel angry that you stop talking to him for anything. You're supposed to be even happy because of the memories you guys shared, because you know that it was worth it.
Okay,
Yeah, do you understand? So it was worth it in the end of the day. At the end of the day, it was actually worth it. You are not meant to be feeling sad. Maybe for whatever reason you guys stop talking, it doesn't matter, right? You should not be angry that you stop talking to that person, because what you guys have had was worth it, right? But then once you know that you and him, or you or him and you, the both of you did not have a good relationship, you have every right to be angry. I will not tell you that you should just swallow that your anger. No, you have every right to be angry, because in as much as you guys, yeah, in as much as I'll tell you that you also have to have your own, you have to think in that process. You have every right to be angry, because if you, in the right sense, you wasted your time with that person. I don't know, whatever might have transpired in that relationship, you've wasted your time. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So you have every right to be angry in that relationship. And the only advice I'll give to you is, do not let your anger cloud your judgment.
Very important.
Because now you now have to also think, what exactly happened, and how can I learn from those errors that were made? Because obviously you did not know. If you knew, you will not enter the relationship with what is it called, with that mindset. So you have to now start thinking, okay, what exactly did I do? What error did I make? Do you understand?
Yeah.
What are the things I did not do right? Do you understand? So it's now like, okay, yes, I did not know this then, but through this experience that I've learned, I can learn. I'm sure that yes, in my what is it called? I learned from it. I can learn from it. Do you understand? So that's just what I'll give you. If you are battling these two, if you are in any, you find yourself in any of these two situations, so these are the things you should do. In the first one, you have a deep connection with that person, and you stop talking to that person after for some reason, for whatever reason that's based on to you guys, you don't feel angry. You're not supposed to get annoyed. You're supposed to be happy because of what friendship, what type of friendship you had with that person was true friendship. So you're not supposed to be angry that you're not talking to that person again. But the moment you leave somebody, knowing fully well that that person, you and him never had a good relationship, yes, you have every right to be angry. Right? You have every right to be angry. But at the end of the day, do not let your anger or your emotions cloud your judgment and your logic thinking. So these are the advices I'll give you if you are in those two situations.
Wow. Honestly speaking, what you said, like, it's actually stood out to me. It seems actually very unique in the sense that it's not even something I saw coming. Right? It's not something I expected at all. And it makes so much sense. And my own advice is this. There are sometimes there's this thing where you and somebody who talks a lot stops liking you. You get, maybe because you're gradually maybe starting to cut the person off, or you're gradually not trying to please the person again. So the person stops liking you, right? Because he told you, come, let's go here, you didn't, or do this. So eventually the person just gradually stops liking you, know. I don't know how people used to do it, but a lot of people used to be like, I don't care if you don't like me. If we were friends and all of a sudden you stopped liking me, honestly speaking, it will pain me. But then at the same time, it won't deter me from moving forward. Like, for me, it's not about denying the pain. Like, it me, I actually tell myself, because so there was a time where we were standing in a very long queue, something like that, in a very long queue. So there's this guy I occasionally talk with once in a while. We see each other, we shake, we greet, all this thing. So he was not like, let him enter my front. I refused. That kind of thing. So let's say now, eventually, now that guy, like, let's say he sees me and just pass and doesn't, it will pain me, and I'll not even deny. One thing about me, I can never lie to myself. I'll not deny the fact that yes, this thing pain me, but at the same time, I also remind myself that I don't need this guy now to like me in order to get where I'm going. When you get clarity of what you want, bro, you become a very dangerous person, guy. I keep saying, I used to say this inside this room every day. When you get clarity of what you want, like, you become a very dangerous person. It's not necessarily about the thing not paining you or you not feeling it, but you just know that you'll be okay without this person liking you. There's something I saw on Instagram. I say that real confidence is not, will they like me? Real confidence is, I'll be okay if they don't like me. And it's true. So yes, what I'm telling you is that it's okay to feel that pain. It's okay to feel that guilt. You get? But at the same time, you have to have clarity on where you're going. And you have to remind yourself that this person's liking you and hating you is not going to accelerate or deter you from going where you're going. Get? So basically, that's my own advice. Just have clarity on what you want in life. And anybody that steps out of your life, personally, it will pain me. But at the same time, it won't deter me from going where I'm going. Just acknowledge the pain. It's like there's this thing that kills a lot of people, is that they like denying pain to themselves. They like saying they're okay. I keep telling my guy, there's one of my guy I keep telling this. I think, even if you lie to me, lie to the whole world, guy, just for no reason should you. Why? I don't know why people like lying to themselves, guy. Don't even tell me the truth. Don't tell your mother or your father or your brother or your best friend the truth. But just tell yourself the truth. Is it paining you? Answer it with yourself and say, yes, it is paining me. Stop denying the fact that it is paining you. How can you be lying to your own self? And when you're not denying the fact that it is paining you now, you're not giving yourself the power to, because if you now, what I used to do now, when I now accept that, guy, this thing is paining me, that is when that backup message that, look at this guy liking you, this guy hating you, it will tell you, okay. Then immediately I remind myself of that and I'll be fine. Like, I'll just be fine, I'll be okay. So yes, cutting off people from your life, sometimes it can actually come with guilt. Sometimes it make you feel guilty and all that. But what I just want to say is that you just have to have clarity on what you're doing, where you want to go. Understand? And then ask yourself truly that if this person's like or dislike is going to accelerate or deter you, then you answer the question genuinely and you just keep moving forward. So another question is this: is it better to have friends who challenge you or friends who support you?
This question can, like, for me, this question for me is like, what are friends? Friends should not always be there to support you. And friends should not always be there to challenge you.
No.
So really, it is like in a mix. It's like
50-50.
It's like 50-50. And what's it called? Yeah. Because the truth about friends is not someone that always supports you. If someone is always supporting you, then feel that person.
No, actually.
Because behind your back, that person could be saying a lot of things. Because no human being is 100%. So there's no way that this person cannot have, what's it called? Like, how would I say? There's no way this human being cannot have his own personal dislike towards you. So if he's always supporting you in whatever you're doing, that's not your friend. Right? But then if he's always challenging you, he's always criticizing every single step you take, always doing that, what kind of friend is that? He's always criticizing you every single. He criticizes you in front of you, outside. What about that's a toxic relationship you're living in? You understand?
Yeah.
So you're supposed to have a friend who criticizes you and supports you at the same time, right? Someone that you know has because criticism comes and challenges comes when you feel like you're opposing that person in certain things, right? You don't like something that the person is doing. You feel like that something that person is doing might not be right. Do you understand? So it will come. It has to come. Because now we're talking about mutual something.
Yeah.
Right? We're talking about something that has to do with two sides, right? And no side is equal. No human being is equal. So for as long as no human being is equal, you can't tell me that one unequal human being will be agreeing every single time with another unequal human being.
Yeah.
Do you understand? There's no equality there. The unequal and the unequal can never be equal. That's why they are unequal.
Equal.
Do you understand? So you cannot tell me that you always agree and you always fight. No, it's not possible. You're supposed to have the balance of the two.
Yeah.
Right? You're supposed to have the balance of the two. So when you have a friend that is always good, that always criticizes you and supports you, then you know that you're on the right track. But if you're having a friend that's always supporting you or is always criticizing you and challenging you, then bro, you're living in a toxic relationship and you need to get the fuck out.
Yeah. For me, that question, when the friend now is always supporting you,
Yeah.
all the decisions you make, all the steps you take, he always has your back, all this kind of thing. That one will particularly make you feel good about that type of friend. Like that kind of friend is the kind of friend that makes you feel more of yourself. Understand? Like, let's say you made the decision, you are 60% sure. That friend comes in, makes it 97. You do something, you're not sure whether you were right or wrong. That friend reinforces you that what you did was right, or it was the right thing. Let's say you and somebody had an argument, something like that. Then that friend reinforces that you did the right thing by hitting him or calling him whatever name you called him. So this kind of people now that they always make you feel better of yourself. You understand? That is why for me they are bigger traps than the people who always challenge you. The people now who always challenge you now, they are always going to question your every move. They're always going to question your every move. They're always going to like scrutinize everything you're doing. They're always going to point out a fault. They hardly point out the good side. They always tell you the bad side, all this kind of thing. Now, for me now, between these two people now, the real trap is the person that always supports you. Because now, the person that always supports you now is never going to give you room to grow.
Yeah.
Because it's going to make you always feel that you are enough, that you don't need to do better. That in the future, how you handled a situation now is the same way you should handle it a year after today, 2 years after today. That kind of friend now is going to make you contented with the incomplete human being you are. That kind of friend now is going to make you not to be able to tap into your limitless potential. It's just going to make you feel like you're already there. And for me, like that is just the worst of them all. Like, it's just the worst. Understand? So when it comes to someone now who always challenges you now, that person is not also ideal. That person is also perfect. But now it depends on the kind of person you are. Right? If the challenge now is something that, if the challenge or the criticism is something that let's say you thought about this business idea, you brought it up, showed the guy, and the guy criticizes it. If you're strong, you go back and you turn anger into fuel, come back and maybe show him or don't show him, I don't know, I don't care. But that thing now is going to give you room to grow. But if you're not strong enough, you might be like, yeah, it's true, all this kind of thing, and you stop and you fuck off. So for me, the person that always challenges you, and plus the person always challenges you self, sometimes the person's intention might even be, let's say, pure, might even be purer than the person that always supports, because the person always supports you, like, his own is just the biggest trap, guy. She's never going to give you room to grow, because she's going to make you feel like you have already grown to your highest extent. He's never going to call you back to order. You get? So for me, that's basically what I'm saying. Like, I'd rather have a friend that always challenges my every move. Personally, I always have a friend that always challenges my every move, and a friend that always supports my every move. Get? Okay, so final question before we end this particular episode. So, what's one friendship you ended that you don't regret, and why?
I don't believe in having regrets. Right, so with whatever friendship I end, I don't think I should have any regrets. In that friendship. Yeah, in that moment, I feel like I have every reason to be angry at myself. But regretting what I have done, no. Recently, I friendship that I ended with somebody. Recently. Well, it's not like I ended the friendship with the person, but it's just
Something like
I and
distancing.
the person just stopped talking, right? Well, that was like since last 2 years or something. It was last year. So just say last year, right? I would say it's like it's not a person, it's people. People, a lot of people,
Yeah, a lot of people.
right? It's my secondary school mates, right? Yeah, we can talk, yeah, banter and everything. If I see them outside, I'll talk to them. No, it's not. But there are people that it's just a few I can really say to myself that yes, these guys are my friends. The rest is just no, because these people now, right, had I analyzed my friendship with them. Right, I took my time to look at myself and say, yo, how have you done these last 3 years of your life? How have your life been? Did you take off, or did you just continue to move? Were you just still on this fucking runway? Did you ever take off? No. Did you ever even start the engine to this life? No. And why is that? Because people that were supposed to propel you, the friendship that you needed to propel you to start driving that runway, they were not there. You saw it in some, you didn't see it in the others, right? And because of you had a lot of people you were coming with, it was really weighing the flight, the plane, and for even moving down the runway to taking
Before even talking about taking off.
yeah. So I just like, okay, I needed to really cut my ties with these people. Yes, I was angry with myself because I felt that really I was really like gain any impact. Like I won't say from them. I won't just say I didn't get any impact from them. But I gained impact from the experience, right? Gained a lot from the experience because I saw that these are the people that you don't need in your life, right? So these are the people that when you see them in the future, you either try because it's not for me. It's not really possible to convince somebody without you being the perfect version or the perfect example to convincing that person, right?
Yeah.
So for me to get that perfect example, I need people around me that are actually helpful, that I need to help me to get that perfect example. Do you understand?
No.
So really, if I see people like that, I know that for the fact that I haven't got to that level of being that perfect example to set for those who I want to convince, I would not want to associate with those people. So having that friendship then and now analyzing that friendship and then cutting myself off, I don't see it as a regret. Because in this life you're not supposed to see anything as a regret because regrets will always continue to weigh you down. See them as experiences.
Yeah.
Right? You see them as experiences that you gained over the years and that you learned from. right? See that are experiences that you gain over the year and that you're supposed to learn from. And that's those are the kind of what is it called? That's basically the very much recent distance cutting off friend that I had, right? It was a mass massacre. It's crazy.
Yeah. You know, when you start self improvement, right, a lot of you're going to have to cut a lot of people off, knowingly or unknowingly. Yeah, so that is just part of life, sure. Don't be the kind of person that feel guilt or regret of cutting people off. Yeah, because first things first, you have to get clarity of what you want, and then every other thing will begin to make sense. So, I think that's it for this episode. Thank you for everything you told us. I actually learned a lot from this episode. If you have any questions or any suggestions, say, on the next topic, let's get it in the comment section. See you on the next episode.